Hey friend, it's Caitlin, and welcome back to Call Her Creator powered by Stan. I have a very fun, simple practice that's helped me generate some of my best business ideas, my clearest content plans, and even helped me shake off that stuck feeling we all get sometimes from creating. It's called a money walk. And yes, I totally made that name up. It's my personal spin on the popular hot girl walk trend, but with a little more purpose behind it. Because I love me a good hot girl walk for self love, but I walk to build 6 income streams and teach other women how to do the same. So sit back, go on a money walk while I talk, and I'm going to show you why this works. Okay. So pause right now. If you're in your car, I want you to pause this episode. I actually want you to listen to this episode while you're walking. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, are you back? All right, so let me break down what a money walk is. You should have pressed play, you should be in your sneakers, and you should be walking right now. Let's break down the money walk. It's a walk that helps you think like a CEO. You throw on your AirPods or your Beats. You pick a podcast that feeds your mind, not just entertainment, guys. We want this to actually help you. And then we're going to walk with intention. It's not about your steps or your fitness goals. It's truly about clarity, vision, and income generating ideas. And let me tell you something, I've had $1 million ideas hit me while walking around my neighborhood with my headphones on, looking like a crazy person on the side of the road. I live in a small town. I've got people beeping at me all the time when I'm walking because they see me. Oh, Caitlin's on her money walk. She's got her Call Her Creator hat on. I can see her headphones. I know what she's doing. Like, I want this to be a movement for all of us. I want you to walk in your city and then be like, oh, so and so's on her money walk. Let's see what she comes up with today. The thing about money walks is that it gives your mind space to create solutions for whatever's going on in your life. Your brain will literally start sorting through your goals, your overwhelm, and your ideas while you are in motion. The thing about walking is that it clears the clutter. And when you pair that with the right podcast, that's when you start seeing things very differently in a good way. So let me tell you how I started my money walks. My money walks actually happened unintentionally a couple years ago, but I did not coin them money walks until literally like probably a month or two ago. Me and my husband had a joke about it. So back when I was juggling my 9 to 5, I was also freelancing on the side and I was trying to be present as a mom. There was so many moments where I just felt drained, uninspired, straight up stuck, right? I didn't always have time to journal or sit down with a whiteboard, but I could walk. I put Kennedy in her stroller, I'd pop in a podcast, and we'd go walking a mile or two. One of the first times I went on this walk, I was actually listening to someone talking about digital products. And by then, I had started my agency. I was making good money, but they had talked about how digital products could just add an income stream. So, boom. By the end of that walk, I was like, holy crap, I easily can make a digital product. I have so many ideas. And that's where my Reels challenge was born, was on this money walk. It went on to bring me over $10,000, guys, in just one weekend. So, money walk, $10,000. Hello, why wouldn't you want to do that? So, that idea, it didn't come from just sitting at my desk. It came from that money walk. That's when I started thinking, holy crap, like I'm not just walking to walk. I'm not just getting my steps in. I'm actually building a business while I do this. So, money walks have become a thing for me since then. I'm not always looking for a new business idea or anything like that, but what I'll do is I'll figure out something that I'm stuck with or something I'm struggling with, and I'll kind of search that keyword and see what podcasts pop up for me. That's actually how I stumbled upon one of my favorite podcasts, Earn Your Happy by Lori Harder. I can't remember exactly what I was searching for, but she had came up and the keyword I looked for was right in her title of the episode. So I ended up listening to it, changed my life. I've been listening to Lori ever since. So if there's something in particular that you are feeling stuck with, you can always search that keyword or that pain point and see what podcast episodes come up. Now, I personally, selfishly, would love for you to start your first money walk with Call Her Creator because I have so many amazing episodes from Instagram growth to business growth to digital products to email marketing. Like there's so much on my podcast. This is episode 73 or 74. Like there are over 70 episodes for you to choose from. but that's where you start. You start with your pain point. So I want you to treat these money walks as your creative strategy session and include them in your day to day. It's not just a hobby, it's you strategizing. Some women do brunch, some women do Pilates, some women do journaling. I do money walks. I do Pilates too, but I've got a membership and I've only been going like once a week. If that, I got to get back on that. So let's talk about the science behind why money walks work. Okay. Walking has been shown to improve your creativity by up to 60%. Your brain, when you're walking, switches into something called default mode, which is where your ideas are formed, problems get solved. Your subconscious does the heavy lifting because you're doing something monotonous. You're just walking, right? Now, when you pair that with listening to something inspiring, something high level conversation, strategic advice, you're literally rewiring your brain for possibility while you move. This is why I recommend doing it alone. No texting, no calls, no TikTok, no doom scrolling. You just want to listen to this podcast. There are times when I'm listening to a podcast and I'll try to edit a reel and I don't hear anything that the podcast is saying because I'm editing that reel. So I really want you to have that one goal in mind of walking while listening. Just you, your podcast, that version of you you're walking towards. Now, when it comes to podcasts, sometimes it can be hard to stumble upon a good one for you. So I'm going to give you some suggestions based on my personal taste. Obviously, I'm going to talk about Call Her Creator. Yes, my podcast, this one right here that you're listening to. I created this podcast for you. It's built for creators, entrepreneurs, women who want to grow their influence and income online. Thinking about the podcast episodes, I'm like, which one should I tell them to listen to first? Honestly, there was a few episodes in the very beginning that truly hold so much love in my heart. Like, there's an episode where I talked about my story, my creator's story, how I left my 9 to 5. And I think that's a really good one to start with. There's also a ton in there. Like it just depends what you're worried about right now. Are you stuck in Reels jail? Are you just trying to make your first dollar from Instagram? Do you want to know about the 80-20 rule? All of these things are in the podcast, and you can kind of scroll through my episodes and see which one resonates with you. I promise there's one that you're going to scroll upon and be like, oh my God, she wrote this just for me. She's talking about this just for me. And I hope you do. And if you do, guys, please snap a little selfie of you walking on your money walk, okay? Snap a photo, selfie. Then you're going to snap a screenshot of the podcast episode that you're listening to, and you're going to put that as a little picture overlay on top of that story of your selfie. And you're going to say, on my money walk, and you're going to tag me, the Caitlin Rhodes, and Call Her Creator. I'm going to reshare your story on my story and get you in front of more eyes. And we're going to start a movement here, okay? We're going to start money walks because we need more powerful women in our space, in the business space. There's so many studies out there where women are really getting the shit end of the stick when it comes to building businesses. And this is where it starts, by all of us coming together and doing something together, like a money walk, starting a money walk movement. So that's my challenge for you today. Take a selfie, put the little screenshot overlay of the podcast episode you're listening to, and tag me, and let's get this movement going. The second podcast I want to talk about is my all-time favorite, Lori Harder. She has the podcast Earn Your Happy. She's amazing. The way I would describe Lori's podcast is a warm hug and a hype speech, okay? She blends mindset, business, real life growth moments, and she's vulnerable. I feel like I know everything about her. She's talked about her story and her past and, where she came from, which was amazing to hear. She's direct and she's super duper empowering. Great episodes to look up, like any solo episode on momentum or money mindset is really great. She also has really good powerhouse guests like her husband, Chris Harder, or Jamie Kern Lima. They always leave me inspired but grounded. So definitely check her out. The other podcast I want to promote is Cubicle to CEO by Ellen Yin. If you want to start smart, strategic, and have actionable advice, this is it. All of her podcasts are based on case studies. She interviews business owners and breaks down exactly what worked for them. There's no fluff. She also shares revenue numbers, launch strategies, marketing breakdowns. It's one of the only show that makes me pause my walk to write down notes. Like it's that good. It's so good. And I really want to be a guest on her podcast. So I'm just going to put this into existence. I will be on Cubicle to CEO podcast within the next year. Come on, Ellen, hook your girl up. All right. So here's what I want you to do today. Choose an episode from Call Her Creator, pop on your headphones, go for a walk. Even if it's just around the block, even if it's just 15 minutes. I have podcast episodes that are literally 14 minutes. Choose a short one just to start your day. And then I want you to share it to your stories and tag me. A money walk isn't just about getting fresh air. It's about getting new ideas and growing your business. It's about walking like the future CEO you already are. So go take your first step. I am cheering you on every block of the way. Now, if this inspired you in some kind of way, I'd love for you to leave me a review over on the podcast, Apple, Spotify. I do not care. Leave me a 5-star review. Let me know what you liked about this episode. Let me know what you think about money walks. I'd love to hear from you. And before we end today's episode, I do want to give you guys an Instagram growth tip because I feel like all of my episodes are based on Instagram growth. I found a hack for trial reels. If you don't have the feature yet, my main account does not have the trials feature. And I've been getting so upset watching other people's be able to test content with trial reels and not having the functionality whenever I literally post on the app twice a day. So if you go to creators.instagram.com/blog and you find a blog for trial reels, I think it's like /Instagram/trial/reels. There's a blog there that says trial reels, try content with non-followers first to see what performs. And then you click a button and it takes you and opens up your Instagram. And then it allows you to share a reel as a trial reel, even if you don't have the feature. This is going to be your bypass to try it. I've done it. I've tested it. I've got 2 trial reels out on my main account. They're performing pretty well. I think they both have like 5,000 views, which is pretty nice. But this is your way to try trial reels. And there's an Instagram coach that I follow, Eva. She says if you keep doing this, eventually you'll get the feature to toggle on down at the bottom when you go to post your regular reels. You'll see the trial feature reel pop up. I don't know if that's true yet. I haven't had that pop up for me yet, but I highly suggest trying this hack. It works and you can try your first trial reel today. All right, guys, thank you so much for hopping on today. Last thing I'm going to say real quick is I am having a summer special for Club Influence. We're doing a lot of fun things this summer and it's on sale for $30. You'll get access to trendy reels every week, a monthly content drop, captions, Canva templates, all the above. And then we're doing some summer events. Right now, I'm going back and forth between Content Camp or Reels and Rosé. Both are going to be an immersive Zoom meeting with me and a few others to elevate that content you got going on and grow your business this summer. Because guess what? Summer engagement is the hardest time of the year on Instagram. There's always a slump, numbers are always down. So this is a way to re-engage your audience and keep your content fresh. Love to have you a part of that, but you will have to join Club Influence to get access to that. All right, guys, I will see you next episode.